Welcome back to Photoshop for Photographers, and today we're going to take a look at dodge and burn. Now, dodge and burn have been in Photoshop forever. They stem from the process in the darkroom in which you would lighten or darken your print either by dodging it with a tool or burning it in with light. So today I'm going to show you how to use the dodge and burn tool and a really cool way to use dodge and burn non-destructively. Now, the main issue with the dodge and burn tool is that it is a destructive method, meaning that once you apply it, you can't undo it. So if we were to dodge something or burn something and then save our photo and open it back up, we would not have the ability to undo that step. So today I'm going to show you how to use dodge and burn, but a really cool way in which you can actually make it non-destructive. The dodge and burn are located over here, and I have them nestled under each other right now. So the burn tool is going to let you darken an area, and the dodge tool is going to let you lighten an area. Now, it does have one really cool feature, and I think this is one of the most helpful, is it lets you only affect either the highlights, the midtones, or the shadows. Now, this can come in and be really helpful in certain situations. If you notice, we have this image of this light kind of screaming through these trees right here. And if I want to increase the dark areas, it would be very difficult in a traditional adjustment layer to just come in here and just affect the dark areas and not the light areas. So this is where dodge and burn can come in. So we're going to go ahead and switch over to burn. I'm going to make sure that my shadows are selected. Your exposure here is the amounts you want to apply it. Usually I don't really go much above 15 or 20, but we're just going to do a big giant one, and I'm going to make it a little dramatic just so you can see it happening. I'm going to hit Command J, and that's just going to duplicate my layer, so once I'm done I can just turn this off. And now I'm just going to paint over this whole image. Because I have this set to shadows, it's only going to affect the shadow areas and not the highlight areas. So you can see just like that, I can turn it on and off. We've darkened those shadow areas, but we've kept our highlight areas. We'll just hit Command Z to undo that. And now we're going to go ahead and switch over to the dodge tool. And this is probably not going to look so good, but we're going to use our highlights. And this time we are going to only lighten or brighten our highlight areas and not affect our shadow areas. So you can see in this situation, we've brightened just the highlight areas and we have not affected the shadow areas. That's one of the great things about dodge and burn, is it really is easy way to affect a specific area, whether that's the midtones, the highlights, or the shadows. Inside of Photoshop, there are a whole bunch of ways to do the exact same thing. The biggest problem that's always plagued dodge and burn is it's a non-destructive method. If you just need to do something really quick and you know this is exactly what you want to do, dodge and burn can be great. However, a lot of times when you're working on an image, you might not know what you want to do. You want to work non-destructively. So we've been working non-destructively in Photoshop thus far. So what we're going to do is come down here. I'm going to turn this on and I'm going to delete that layer. We're going to come down here to the new Create New Layer. I'm just going to click on that. It's going to give me a transparent layer. Now I'm going to fill this layer with 50% gray. To fill this layer, you're either going to come up here and go to Edit, Fill, or you can hit Shift Delete. So Shift Delete does the same thing, and we are going to tell it to do 50% gray. And just like that, we have 50% gray. We're going to come over here and we're going to change our blending mode to Overlay. So what Overlay does is it kind of hides 50% gray. It doesn't affect the image. But this is going to allow us to use the dodge and burn tool on its own layer non-destructively, something that we couldn't do without doing this process. So once again, we have the dodge tool, and I'm going to brighten that area a little bit, and then I'm going to switch over and I'm going to burn some of these areas. And just like that, we have done a non-destructive dodge and burn layer. Now, I will tell you, I would probably not ever dodge and burn on the exact same layer. So the way I would normally do this is I would create this layer, we'll hit Shift Delete, it's automatically going to be 50% gray again, and then we are going to come to Overlay, and then I'm going to hit Command J to duplicate that layer, and we are going to make this one burn, and then we will make this dodge, and then anytime I want to dodge, I'm going to come on this layer. So we've got dodge, so we're going to go to the dodge tool, and then we can come up here. So dodge is brightening. So anytime I want to dodge, we're going to come into dodge. And then when I want to burn, I'm going to switch back over to burn tool. And then it's going to allow me to come in here and burn in specific areas that I want to burn. So we have the burn and the dodge. And then once you've done that, if you've done it a little bit too much, you can always dial out the opacity and kind of really get that exactly where you want. And you could add a mask on here if you needed to add a mask to block it from a specific area. That is something else that you could easily do. So you'd either paint white or black to either hide or reveal that in a certain area of the image. Hopefully that's helpful. It shows you a little bit about how to use dodge and burn within Photoshop. If you have any comments or questions, you can leave those below. And as always, don't forget to subscribe.